Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's very, very special episode. You may have noticed this is not Tales of Ascuria. That is because we are playing a very, very special Christmas one-shot tonight. We're going to be spreading the festive fear, playing a fun little one-shot of Modiphius's Alien RPG, which was released earlier this year. And I've been itching to try it, so I thought, it's Christmas, why not? So we're going to be having a little bit of fun. This is a very different system to the one that we're used to playing, so there's going to be a little bit of me explaining how things work and rules and such to our players, but also that means that you guys at home will understand a little bit more of what's going on as well, so I kind of see it as a bit of a bonus. Just to say, as always, we are presented by and in association with Horsham Gamers. We are a local group who cover the whole range of gaming, through from tabletop RPG and role-playing games, stuff like this, through to esports, competitive gaming, creative stuff, literally anything you can think of. If it's nerd culture, we're interested in it too, and we'd love to meet some more of you and get you guys involved in the cool stuff that we've got going on. And so, yeah, it'd be lovely to meet some more of you. So, with all that out of the way, let's get on with tonight's very special episode. In space, no one can hear you jingle. So, to briefly set the scene, the year 3019. Humanity has spread amongst the stars, colonising the far-flung reaches of the galaxy, bringing about a new golden age of exploration. But with this golden age, humanity has also brought the three inescapable curses that have blighted mankind for as long as we can remember. War, disease, and Christmas adverts getting earlier every year. In fact, the festive season is now being advertised multiple years in advance, as the delivery of heartwarming gifts through the cold, unloving void of space can take many months to achieve. And thus, SlayCorp was founded. Operating a year-round service of interstellar present delivery to even the very edges of known space. Now every day is Christmas with SlayCorp. Each ship in the fleet is outfitted with the cutting edge in bargain basement AI and its own crack team of exoplanet logistics veterans, or elves, as they are commonly known, to ensure that your stockings are stocked and your eggs are nogged in anticipation of the big day. Sorry, I'm getting some echo here.
Yeah, me too.
That might be because I muted my mic to cough.
Okay, yeah, that's better. That's fine now.
Sorry.
It's cool.
No muting allowed.
Yeah, no mute. You can never mute it.
Trust me, you'd rather I not cough.
Oh, poor thing.
So, that's where you guys come in. We find the plucky crew of the SCS Ginger Snap being awoken from hypersleep to the juddering sound of ship's engines spinning to a stop, and the stomach-lurching sensation of the vehicle being hurled violently out of light speed and slowly drifting to a stop. As you bleary-eyed step out of your hypersleep pods, you can all see an amber light spinning on the wall, barely illuminating the space around you and your fellow comrades. Could you each please introduce your character and say what your role on the crew of the Ginger Snap is? Let's start with you, Robin, at the top.
I am Wreath, Ivy, and I am the ship's pilot.
Okay. Tammy?
I am Silver Bells. I am the security officer. I was a colonial marine. I'm due to retire very shortly. I'm not quite happy about how the ship is currently run, let's be honest. But yeah, that's me. So.
I'm sorry, was I supposed to give more information?
It's alright.
Okay.
Fran?
I am Candy Kane, first official of the SCS Ginger Snap, captain of the crew, the youngest captain you will ever see, like commanding one of these ships. First of my whole promotion. So yeah, a superstar, basically. Thank you.
If you do say so yourself.
Okay, and finally, Laia.
Sorry.
I am Needle Pine, the analyst, you won't be anything without me.
To the point. Okay. So you guys step into the gloom, and you can also see the ship's engineer and maintenance expert, Bleak Midwinter, stepping out of his pod as well. And as you're all kind of looking around and trying to get your balance and figure out what's going on, you just about manage to get yourself accustomed to the low light before you are blinded by every single light on the ship blaring on at one moment. When you manage to regain your sight, you can see that a screen on the wall of the cryopod chamber has lit up. You can see the familiar little Slay Corp logo with a jolly Santa speeding through the sky, and you hear the following message.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry emergency distress beacon. Your ship has detected a Slay Corp distress signal and has altered course to intercept. We would like to remind you that it is company policy to salvage any deliverable goods and or surviving elves as soon as possible so that deliveries may resume. Failure to comply may result in disciplinary action up to and including summary dismissal and oxygen privileges being revoked. So if you don't end up on the naughty list, I suggest you get down to the planet below and save those presents. Ho, ho, ho.
Carrie! It's so good.
That carry program 3000 is constantly going off.
Mm-hmm. We love you very much, Carrie. We're sorry you couldn't be here tonight.
We miss you, Carrie!
That was like the best part.
I thought we could give her a little cameo just so.
Yeah!
Yeah, it was the best cameo.
Okay. So you guys can see that on the screen that's in front of you, it shows like a tiny little kind of galactic sector map, and then zooms in to show you your current position, which you would probably see and immediately think that's the arse end of nowhere. You can see it's a system that you're not particularly familiar with called Dolph. And you are currently in orbit above planet R in that system. And it's got a little kind of like a wireframe kind of globe, and like a little flashing light showing you where this distress beacon is down on the planet below. What would you guys like to do?
First, I'd like to let you know that I can see Midwinter's health bar, but nobody else's. I don't know why that is.
Okay, can you see your own health bar?
I can't. I can only see Midwinter's, so
Okay.
I wondered if there was a mix-up there.
Give me a second.
Unless... Oh no, it's my health bar, it's above, that's why. It's alright,
Okay.
it's mine.
Yeah, cool.
I'm
No
used to it being
worries.
below.
No worries. It's all fine. Okay, so yeah, what would you guys like to do?
We need to get to work.
Yeah, I guess we've got to go and...
We need to get to work. Okay.
You can see Midwinter kind of like leaning against his cryopod, just being like, "We're not paid enough for this. Not paid enough."
Come on, don't be lazy. Let's go. What should we, like, where should we head to if we were about to...
I mean, we're on a delivery mission, right?
Yeah.
Why would we need to check a distress beacon out? We're here to deliver, we're not here to save people. I feel that's a big security risk.
Yeah, but the Carry 3000 just said we can be dismissed and some other stuff I didn't catch. So we need to go, really. I can't lose this job.
Back in my day, we didn't have nonsense like this.
Yeah, well, we're not in your day, so...
Well, we should be, because back then it was a lot better. And I can tell you now, a mission was a mission. There was no devolting off your track. You always just did what you were paid to do.
Yeah,
and
but
that's
we
the
haven't
end
got
of
the
it.
staff for that. We need to make a decision about what we're going to do. Captain, I think we should go and see what this beacon is about.
He's totally right. You see all these medals here? You're not winning just by completing the missions. You need to save the people and spread the Christmas spirit around the world. And Christmas spirit means saving people, be kind. So let's go.
I don't care about the Christmas spirit. I just want to do my job well.
Well, your job well can be saving the people. You can save well these people.
I don't have any data about them.
Do we have any data about them? Can we send some?
If you would like to try and get some data about them, can you make a Comtech roll for me, please?
Me? Okay.
Is that going to be checking for life signs?
Yeah, check for info about the planet and stuff, I guess.
So it says modifiers.
Just don't put anything. Ooh, lots of successes.
What
Okay,
is that?
so to explain how the dice work in this game, you roll a number of dice equal to the attribute, and you get a bonus depending on how skilled you are in something. And what you want to see is pluses, because pluses are successes. Anything that isn't a plus does nothing for you.
Okay.
So you got 4 successes. So
I'm a smart brain.
yeah, you're immediately just kind of like, okay, Dolph system. Where do I look this up? And you're just like, I've got all the information you'll ever need. So you can tell that the Dolph system itself has a couple of colonies on it, but they're kind of small mining colonies. There's nothing particularly interesting to do with them. The planet that you are above does not have any settlements on it that you know of. And you can tell from looking at this as well that the ship that you are going down to investigate is the SCS Gumdrop. And it's a bit of a smaller ship than the one that you guys are on. And it's mainly designed for delivering things kind of within a star system rather than travelling between them. Like it's
Are they
kind of
coming
like a
from
little...
the same company as ours?
Yes, they come from the same company as you do.
Okay. So they might be in trouble, and those packages need delivery.
Well, you suddenly change your attitude. I like that. look at this, Silva. I mean, the crew is like, getting in the mood. So you better change your attitude, and you will see that this will get better.
Okay.
At this point, I'm just going to go along with it. I still think that this is an accident waiting to happen.
So, Captain Kane, would you like to make a command roll for me, please?
Oh dear.
2 successes is all that you need, because if you guys have a look at your character sheets, you will see that up in kind of the top right, each of you have what's called a talent, which is something that is specific to your character, a move that only your character can do, and the one that the captain has is pull rank. So you can basically be like, I'm in charge, you're going to do what I say. You got 2 successes, and if you would like to pull rank, then let's see. Mr. Bells, can you make a manipulation roll for me, please?
I can, if I knew where it was. There we go. Modifiers? No. Okay.
Nope.
There we go.
Okay, you only got the 1 success, so the captain's pulled rank, and you are doing what you are told.
I already said I would. Okay, no, that makes sense. I like that.
Cool.
So everyone else has a different talent then?
Yep, everyone has their own talent.
Mine's going to get me killed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure mine will too.
I'm never using my talent.
So yeah, you guys are currently on the ship in the cryopods. What would you guys like to do?
Well, if we're going down, I guess we need to move to one of the pods. Or 2. How many people can pod fit?
We want to the ship closer instead?
Yeah,
What, sorry?
the pods that you have are not designed for kind of like they're not mini ships. They're basically escape pods.
Okay. Escape
Fire
pods,
yourself
got it,
into the
sorry.
void and hope for the best.
Can we beam
Okay.
over to the ship?
Can you what? Sorry.
Can we beam over to the other ship?
No. This is a low tech ship.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Like
Not Star Trek.
yeah, probably like the most expensive ships in the universe at this point have limited range like teleportation stuff.
Okay.
This ship like barely stays flying.
Just have to dock it then, won't we?
Can we
Somehow.
get the ship closer?
So do we have like seats in the helm, like Star Trek style, like each one has?
No, yeah, it's less kind of like Star Trek style. You sit at your like fancy desk and be like, I'm gonna press the buttons and look important. It's more like the pilot has like a thing near the front with a bunch of switches where you have no idea what they do, and the rest of you like harness yourselves in and hope.
Do I have a computer of something that I can just...
Yeah. You have like a little like personal data pad thing that you carry around that you can do all your little like
Okay.
computational stuff on.
I suggest that we should go to the helm and...
You don't suggest, you command.
Well, I suggest I'm not a captain. I want to be a leader, not a boss. It's about 2.0 management.
The men of people.
Woman.
Oh yeah, woman, sorry.
That's true, yeah. Okay.
So, should we go then?
Yeah.
Midwinter just kind of looks at you and he's just like, aye, aye, Captain. Sure. Okay. So you guys should be able to move your own tokens. So, yeah.
Okay.
You guys...
Where are we moving them to? The helm?
Yeah.
Yep. So you guys head to your usual positions in the helm. And Reith, you take your seat at the front with the full kind of pilot's controls. You can see probably about kind of 300 or 400 switches and lights and beeping things in front of you, which like you're not going to let other people know, but you don't know what half of them do either. You just kind of leave them alone.
Yeah. Sounds right.
But yeah. And you can see the planet kind of down below you. It looks to be roughly Earth-sized, but it looks to be largely covered in ice.
Oh, okay.
Do
I know if we are a suitable ship for landing on ice?
Your ship should be capable of doing of landing in most situations.
Okay. Cool.
Like you're a pretty rough and ready ship. You do lots of deliveries to lots of like weird places. It won't be comfortable, but you could manage it.
Okay.
Okay. So, Reith, can you make a piloting roll for me, please?
Indeed.
Okay. So you manage to coax the ship into moving, and after a little bit of kind of uncomfortable manoeuvring to get yourselves onto a decent approach angle, you kind of break through the atmosphere, and you start heading for the location of this distress beacon. Once you actually kind of get kind of further down and you can see where this distress beacon is supposed to be coming from, you can see that it's very close to the northern pole of the planet. And as you're getting closer and closer, the kind of winds start to pick up and visibility drops to almost zero. It's just kind of ice and snow whipping past, and you're pretty much relying on your slightly dodgy sensors to tell you where the ground is. So, Reith, if you can... Let me have a look. So if you'd be able to add a one box onto your stress level, which is on the
Yep, I
left-hand
got
side
it.
of your sheet. Cool.
Do you not roll for that with a stress dice?
No.
Okay.
I'll explain that when we come to it.
Okay.
But yeah, this is a situation in which it is stressful, so you gain a stress dice.
Makes sense.
That's fair enough. Like insanity.
Yeah. And can you make another piloting roll for me, please? Cool.
What does that mean?
So you guys can see that there are the normal dice, and now there's also the yellow stress dice. Yellow stress dice work like the normal dice do, in that if it's blank, nothing happens, and if there's a plus, you gain an extra success. But also, one side of the stress dice has a little face hugger symbol on it.
Oh!
And if you get a face hugger, then your character is panicking, and we roll to see what you do.
Oh lord, okay.
Oh, God.
But you manage to hold together, you manage to hold your nerve despite the stressful situation, and you manage to bring the ship to a slightly uncomfortable landing around about a kilometre away from where this distress beacon is coming from.
Okay.
Now you guys have kind of landed on the planet, and the ship's engines have stopped. All you can hear is just the like violent Arctic winds, like whipping past the ship and kind of tearing away at the outer hull.
Are we equipped to deal with this sort of weather? Like, as in the outfits we have and stuff?
We're elves. We're fine. We come from the North Pole.
Okay. Just checking.
You do have what are essentially designed to be like vacuum space suits, but you could use them for this purpose as well. So yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Can we tell anything from the ship about where have we landed or anything like that?
Make a comtech roll for me, please.
Can I make observation?
Yeah, you can make an observation if you want to do it, like old school.
Look out the window kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just one observation, and then I have another chance for contact.
Oh.
Okay. So you can tell from looking out the window that it looks cold. There is basically, because of the visibility, like, now that you've stopped moving, even the windows are starting to just kind of build up with snow and ice to the point where, like, you're kind of, like, barely able to see outside the ship itself.
Would I be able
What
to...
about if I use Comtech now? Can I check my tablet? What can I have?
Yeah, sure. Give me a Comtech roll. Ooh.
Oh no!
Tablet's dead.
So you go to look at some data on your pad, and you just see a big, like, red triangle with an exclamation mark in it that just says no signal.
No!
And due to your lack of signal, please take an extra stress dice.
Oh,
So,
no!
Mark.
No!
Can I offer us a safe course?
I'm a millennial. I need it.
Sorry, what was that, Mr. Bells?
Can I plot a safe course through the snow?
Make an observation roll for me, please.
Ah, can I not make survival?
I'd say, like, once you're out there, yeah, you can be like, okay, I'm doing survivally skills, but, like, from inside the ship, it's only what you can see. So.
Okay, fair enough. Sod it, I'll give it a go. I can see nothing. There's too much wind.
Yeah. You're looking at the ship.
Back in my day, we didn't have weather like this in the North Pole.
Okay. And because you have failed a roll, please add a stress dice.
Oh god, we're gonna get so stressed. Am I able to use any of my flicky switches to see, like, what the lay of the land is like, or whatever? If it's, like, really hilly, or if it's flat, or, like, what sort of things, obstacles might be in the way?
Make either a Comtech or a heavy machinery roll.
Ooh.
Ooh, I heavy machinery.
Oh.
Heavy machinery, cool.
Why heavy machinery? Sorry, why does that work in this situation?
Because in this situation, what you realise is you can flip one of these switches and you basically have like windscreen wipers going, and you can like, I can see that, and now I've got like the little heating blowing up on the thing, so it's not iced over anymore. We can see something.
Yay! Cool. What
Okay.
can I see for 2 successes?
Okay, for 2 successes, you can see a little bit further out. You can just kind of pick out against the kind of background noise of all of this white. You can see there is what seems to be kind of either like a glacier or a mountain range that's about kind of 1.5 kilometers away.
Right.
And you can kind of make out the vague shape of that. But a little bit closer by, you can make out what seems to be... you can't tell exactly what it is from this distance, but what looks to be some kind of debris. It could be packages, it could be part of the ship, but you can see like little kind of scattered bits of what looks like to be something metallic poking out from underneath some snow cover.
How far away is that, sorry?
The nearest little bit you can see is probably about 600 meters away.
Oh, okay.
And then it kind of like scatters out all around near there.
Okay. I relay all of this information to the team.
Okay. I think
Right.
We're taking too long just to decide.
I'll head out first. You're going to need a security officer to clear the area and make sure that everyone's safe. We don't know what we're walking into.
She's not wrong.
That's your decision, yeah.
Or he's not wrong. Are you a he or a she?
I'm a he.
Okay, he's not wrong.
We call bells. Do you know? Do we know by any chance how many people could be on that ship? My first priority is getting the people safe, and then getting all the packages later.
If any of you would like to make either an observation roll or a heavy machinery roll.
I can try a heavy machinery.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can multiple of us try?
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Oh boy.
I'll put another stress die on now.
I got
Okay.
a really good one.
So Candy Cane, Silver Bells, Ivy Reef, all of you get a stress die.
For frick's sake.
Yeah, that wasn't worth it. Let's just go and do it, please.
But
We're wasting precious time.
Needle, you start kind of trying to rack your brains about something, and then you remember you don't need signal to look at something you already have information on. So you quickly go back and you have a look at the ship that you guys are going down to look at, and you can immediately see like, okay, it's this kind of vessel. I know how much would normally be on that, how much cargo you'd be able to carry on one of those. It's all analytics and logistics stuff. This is my jam. So you're like, yeah, I feel like I know what's going on. So you know that this ship is not designed to have a very large crew. Maybe 3 or 4 on board. Just kind of for reference, your ship is designed to have up to a crew of 12 on board, but the company is cheap, so there's only ever 5 of you. The ship that you're going down to see can only carry up to like 4 or 5 people altogether, and has like a little bit of room for some goods on board, but not a lot. It's probably about half the size of your ship. So yeah, that's what you can tell.
Okay.
So should we go all together?
Well,
I need to go first. I'll survey the area and check if it's safe for everybody.
I was going to say, are we able to open the ship from the outside, or does someone need to stay behind?
You'd be able to open it from the outside. If you all wanted to go out, like, you wouldn't be locked out of your ship.
Okay. So, Mr. Midwinter, do we have all the things required to? I'm asking this to Midwinter because I don't know what's his exact charge to take care and carry everything that's on the on the other ship? Is it ready?
I mean, it depends on the weight of the stuff that they've got, but if it's that smaller ship, then yeah, we could probably find some space in the hold. I'd need to shift some stuff around, but we could probably manage it. And yeah, we probably have enough supplies that we could drop the crew at kind of a nearby spot, and we wouldn't have to worry too much.
Is it worth Midwinter staying behind to shift stuff around?
You see him kind of get this like sad look on his face when he's just like, "Oh, I wanted to look at the planet." Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. He can come with us.
Take him with us.
Yes.
Okay, he can come with us.
To accomplish everyone's dreams. Okay.
Let's do it.
So, Bells, Mr. Bells, what's your, as a security officer, what's your assessment with this? You want to go first?
Yep. I'm just going to survey the area. I'm going to go first, make sure that it's safe, make sure we know what we're walking into, because this is a massive security risk and I'm not happy about it. So let's just get it done right.
I'm with him.
Okay. Get us not really far from our ship if you can, and just come back with the new information.
Can I suggest that we put our suits on just as a bit of extra protection?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Who's not coming?
No one. Everyone's coming.
Everyone's coming. Right, good.
They're all going.
Okay, I thought you wanted to go alone, please.
No, I'm going out first. I'm not going out alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all going.
Yes,
That's
okay.
fine.
So let's go.
God,
Okay.
stupid elf
Can
type.
I suggest, and maybe Mr. Bells
Can I
will
just
agree
go
here,
last?
that I think we should go through the airlock because that's the quickest way to the med bay, and also it's the easiest room to secure. If we go down the loading ramp, it's really difficult to re-secure it.
No, I totally agree with that. We'll do that.
Midwinter just kind of nods along and he's like, "Yeah, I mean, we're going to need to open it up later to get the stuff on board, but
Well, if the priority is the people, we'll do that first, and then
yeah, sure, whatever."
How's the thing called when I don't know, a football player injures the people that carries like that thing that the guy
A stretcher.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do we have stretchers?
Yeah, you'd have like a stretcher that you could use. You have like it's more kind of like a medical sled type thing that you can drag along the ground and all that kind of stuff. Designed so that like in an absolute emergency, like you could like strap it onto a harness and like run with it and drag the person behind you.
Okay.
cool.
So,
Yeah, I was just going to say, I guess we should take that with us because it would be easier than trying to carry people.
So you guys all head out of the airlock. You stop by the lockers to kind of get your kind of outer space suits on, and once you're kind of like zipped up in them and all that kind of stuff, and it's all properly insulated, you start to feel a little bit warmer. You hadn't quite realised it until you put these on, but the ship had been cooling down very, very fast around you, and you kind of start to get back to like a normal temperature.
Can I just really quickly before we go, like either run back to the helm or engineering or wherever I need to go and just get the ship to like maintain the temperature?
Oh yeah, sure. I'd say that would be part of the heavy machinery roll that you made to get kind of like the wipers going and turn the heating on and all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
So yeah, it's going to maintain its own temperature as best it can.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like cheap Toyota level heating going on at the moment. But
Hey, my car heats itself just fine.
yeah,
Cool.
so yeah, it's maintaining its own temperature ish. And you guys step out into the icy tundra. Once you guys kind of step forwards, Bells, you go first, and you take kind of like the first step, and you immediately sink to about kind of like halfway up your calf, like it's deep snow.
Back in my day, we had shoes for this sort of thing. Standard issue, they were. Right,
Seriously.
let's see what we've got here. Can I roll survival to see my surroundings?
Of course.
Have we got any like snowshoes or anything?
No.
Oh, what does that mean? That's bad. That's gotta
No,
be
that's
bad.
successes.
Oh, but they're
Yeah.
on the stress die.
It's
Yes.
when it's a face that is bad.
Here's the fun thing about the mechanic in this game. Stress gives you more chances to succeed. It
Yay!
also makes it more likely for you to panic. So it's high stakes.
No.
So yeah, you get 2 successes. Once you kind of like get used to this kind of depth, and you kind of like test out a kind of a few steps in either direction, you get the sense that this ground is pretty solid beneath you. You can see that kind of like a little further off, kind of to your left, there's a spot which the snow seems to kind of dip down a bit, and you kind of can tell that this probably means that there's an incline going down in that direction, and you should probably keep away from it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But you can pick out kind of like what seems to be a pretty simple, straightforward route towards this kind of nearest clump of debris that you can see, which is about kind of 650 meters away from you at this point.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Right, guys. Watch out for that first step. It's a doozy. The snow's quite thick, so you're going to sink quite fast. But it's relatively hard underneath, so it's easy to walk on. We're going to have a bit of a walk because it's going to be quite slow with this traction. I'm going to show you where to go round because there's an incline a bit further up that we want to try and avoid. But follow me. We'll get there in no time.
I will follow him.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And I'll do. How many of those sled thingies have we got?
You have, I'd say there's probably 2 on board.
Okay, I'm happy to take one if someone could take the other one.
Who's the one that looks the stronger in the ship?
Midwinter,
Me.
definitely. Midwinter is
Okay.
definitely the strongest person on board, and he's just like, yeah, I'll take one. I'll stay at the back, and if there isn't anybody, then we can at least haul some stuff back on these.
That's true, yeah.
Okay. So you guys set off into the icy winds. They seem to change direction extremely quickly. It makes it quite difficult sometimes for you to keep your balance, but with the strong leadership of Bells at the front, making sure that you are staying on a nice solid path, you manage to make your way to this first clump of debris without any major incident. When you get there, you can see that it's buried under quite a large amount of snow, but you can just kind of see some little bits of metal poking out. What would you guys like to do?
Do we have any shovels that we forgot to bring with us from the ship?
I think maybe our analyst should have a look at this metal first to tell what it is.
Sorry?
I think maybe our analyst should have a look at this metal to tell us what it is.
Okay, I was just not. I couldn't hear you. Okay, what should I do? Comtech or observation?
I'd say either one. Up to you. Oof.
Seriously? Can I do Comtech now?
Once you've added another stress dice on, yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh dear.
Thank you. I'm supposed to be good in observation.
supposed to be.
You're supposed to be good at anything.
Roll 20, man. Oh yeah!
Yeah, man.
Okay.
It hates us.
We're all
So-
gonna die.
Literally.
You are attempting to kind of you first start when you start observing it, trying to kind of like dust bits of snow off it to try and get deep down enough to look at it properly, and after a while you just kind of like you get a bit tired of it, and you're like, just do it this way, and you just get out your data pad and start scanning it instead. And when you do, you pick up a little kind of a little tag shows up on your scanner that tells you that this is in fact a parcel, and it tells you its destination is somewhere else in this system, on planet C of the system, which is one of the ones that has one of the mining colonies. And you can tell that it contains some kind of mining equipment.
So, Midwinter, do you think that this thing can fly again?
He kind of looks down it and he's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this drill can fly, Captain."
It's not part of a ship, Captain.
I think that we should carry this.
I don't.
At some point, we need to deliver this.
Yeah,
Very
but
important to deliver everything.
we can pick it up on the way back though. The priority is the people.
Well,
that's what the captain said.
What if we need it to get to the people?
What, so you're going to open it and steal the gift instead?
It's a delivery that may have been compromised. What I'm saying is if there is some high security risk that they've all been sealed into the pod and they can't escape, this drill could be handy to actually help them escape. So why don't we take it with us? We're going to need it either way.
And if we don't use it, we can just give it back.
What Pine said. Well done, Pine.
Midwinter just kind of like watches all you have this conversation and is just like, "So I guess I'm carrying the drill then."
Yes.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right.
Good.
Help me get it on the sled then. Can someone make a strength roll with him, please?
Oh, I will.
Okay, so there isn't actually a button for you to click for strength.
Oh.
So I need you to press base dice and put in whatever your number of strength is.
What's the base dice? Oh, there.
It's just above heavy
Yep,
machinery, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, you get one success.
That's
And can you
5.
also roll your stress dice for me, please.
Oh, actually roll it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, what?
What does that mean?
That didn't roll them.
I literally just pressed it. Do I put a modifier?
Yeah, the number
Yeah,
of
put in the number of
So
stress
just
dice.
one.
Oh.
There you go.
Cool. Okay, so between the two of you, he does most of the lifting, but you're able to kind of like pivot it a little bit to get it more helpfully on the
Pivot! That's you standing there being like, pivot!
You hear him mutter under his breath, "In my day, we already pivoted," and puts it onto the thing. And then when you're done, he kind of like straps it on to kind of like a harness around the front of his suit so he can like drag it behind him. He goes, "Right, can we get going then?"
Yep.
Okay. Can somebody make a survival check for me, please?
Security.
Yep, I'm on it.
That's your thing.
Bells. Sorry, I keep forgetting everyone's name.
Oh no! Roll 20 is.
To be fair, it is hard to get successes in this
And
game.
we all die first.
Yeah.
Right, that's 3 stress level dice for me.
Yeah.
We're gonna freeze to death.
It is difficult to get successes in this game. You're essentially rolling a d6, and you only get a success on a 6.
Oh man, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's not 50-50. Okay.
No, it's designed so that you are more likely if you're good at something, but you're still more than likely to not manage.
Jesus.
We gotta be careful.
So,
Yeah.
as you're kind of like looking around, you try and spot where you thought you'd surveyed the next kind of bit of debris off in the distance. But as you're looking around, you kind of feel as though the landscape has shifted somewhat, but you're not sure how.
We're gonna die.
Everybody stop, something's wrong. I've lost my bearings. Bear with.
Bear with, I got it.
I'm sure I can. Could someone help me? If we could use like a team effort here, I think we could find the right way. I've got a little bit disorientated in the wind.
I'm not gonna be able to help very much. My knowledge is with tech, not with survival.
Who's got survival or observation?
Yeah, neither.
I can
Pine, don't you have high observation?
don't give any numbers, but what about what's his name?
Midwinter.
Midwinter.
Let me see. He's got nothing.
So who's got the highest observation?
Laia, I don't remember the name.
I think probably Pine.
Yeah, come on then, Pine.
Observation.
Help us out here. See if you can see a way through the snow.
It is observation.
Okay. So you are like desperately trying to like figure out what direction you guys are going in, and Pine is the only person to think to turn around and be like, if the ship's that way and there's this long trail that we've been making in the snow, we're probably heading that direction.
This is probably the reason he's the captain.
No, Pine's not the captain. Kane
No,
is.
I'm not the captain. I'm the analyst.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
So yeah.
But I could be the captain soon. Hopefully.
You could, Pine. I totally.
Ooh.
You don't have the right attitude. So,
He has the perfect attitude. I don't know what you're saying, Captain.
Anyway, shall we?
What do we do? What do you want to do?
Well, we need to carry on. We're on this.
Yeah, if Pine knows the way forward, we'll follow,
Yeah, we'll follow Pine.
that setting, and we'll carry on forward, and I'm sure we'll get round.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
How heavy I am?
We're not carrying you.
Well, this might change.
No, Captain.
No.
You're
Why not?
let's just say you're like an average human person weight. Like most of you are. I'd say probably Wreath is probably slightly lighter, and Midwinter is probably a fair bit heavier than most people, but the rest of you are pretty much average.
Okay, yeah, so let's go. It's okay.
Onwards.
Myself.
Okay.
Lazy elf titled captain, thinking we should carry him.
I'm just pretending I have not heard anything.
You haven't. I said it under my breath.
Okay.
Pine heard.
After
Wreath
about another kind of 20 minutes or so of you guys trudging through this this kind of thick snow, you get to the point where you can see the main kind of bulk of what you imagine the ship to be, kind of looming through the snow. You can see there's a fair amount of wreckage that's pretty kind of spread out nearby, more kind of crates that are scattered around, and I won't make you roll for these. I'd say that like you guys, as you guys get kind of closer and examine them, you can see that there's kind of more mining equipment. You can see there seems to be kind of like acetylene torches for like cutting. There's some welding stuff. Like it's all pretty standard, like pretty standard colony stuff. The kind of stuff that most people on these backwater planets would use for kind of building their homesteads and that kind of stuff. And then as you get closer to the ship, everybody make an observation roll, please.
Oh, I don't want to. Oh my god, I had a success! What the frick?
I am starting to get a little bit stressed by this trip.
Do we have to get another straight if we had 0?
Yep. So, Wreath, you are able to see as you get closer in what appears to be someone who is standing near the ship, just kind of near where you think the kind of ramp is down towards the ship, and you try and point this out to the rest of the crew, but when they look, the figure is no longer there.
So, when I look back, are they still there or not?
Nope.
No. Pretty sure I saw someone, guys.
Where?
Over there by the ship. Points at ship.
There's nobody there. Are you sure it wasn't just the snow?
I'm not really sure. It looked like a dark figure, but it's gone now.
Sometimes this weather can play tricks on you.
Yeah.
Well, we should still get closer.
Can you lean in, Fran? I can barely hear you.
I think that we should get closer anyway. We don't know what's the state of the crew, and we need to get them to a safe place.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point. We're already heading in that direction, Captain. Don't state the obvious.
Jeez.
I mean, Jesus, do your job.
Okay, but we can go faster. And I just start walking a bit faster.
Okay.
I follow the captain because I don't want her to get into a shit ton of trouble.
Okay.
And we'll bring up the rear.
Can the two of you both make mobility rolls for me, please?
Oh, do we get like... Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, I'm stressed again. Oh.
Hey, there's a face!
Ah!
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
So, what happens is this. Bells, you see the captain start kind of like trying to sprint off into the snow. You try to sprint after, but you kind of just fall and trip over like a kind of loose piece of ground. And you kind of go sprawling into the snow and are kind of like blinded by snow for a few minutes as you're trying to like scrape it off your visor and get yourself upright again. Captain Kane, you start sprinting, and then you are forced to panic by the sudden sound of a gunshot in your direction. It doesn't hit you, but you still panic anyway. So, can you please make a panic roll for me? We'll see what you get. Okay, a 6.
Ooh, what does that mean?
I don't really know.
Let me see.
Is Cal really bad quality for anyone else? Or is it just me?
Yeah, it's got a little laggy. It's not so much an echo, it's more of a slight delay.
Oh,
Alright, he's gone really bad quality for me. I can't really. It's all pixelated and.
Yeah, my
Yeah, I
internet's
think
gone down a little bit. It's still up, but it's gone down a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me see. Where... Let me look something up a second. Sorry. Rules. Page 109. Sorry, I have to do a little bit of searching through the
It's all good.
through the book for this stuff. 109.
Sorry. Oh, I wanted to ask actually, are we going to get a break in this campaign?
Yes, I'll give you guys a break in probably about half an hour.
Lovely.
Cool.
Okay. Because it's a 6, you manage to keep it together. You don't
Oh my god.
you freeze, and there's this brief moment of like chills running down your spine before you're just kind of like, I'm the captain, I've got to hold it together. I've got to be okay. So yeah.
Okay.
But yes, there has been a gunshot in your direction. What are you guys going to do?
I just stop and raise my hands like, we're here, we're the crew from the CS Jingle.
Snap.
Snap. We're here to help. I'm Captain Kane, and behind me is the rest of the crew.
Well, me, on the floor, with my face in the snow.
I was going to say I'm going to dive as soon as I hear the gunshot, so I'm also in the snow with my face.
I don't know if you heard the gunshot, did you? Did we all hear the
You
gunshot?
all heard a gunshot. It was pretty loud.
Good stuff.
And there was like a little impact, like it was clearly like a warning shot in your direction. Like it wasn't like aimed designed to hit you at all. It's kind of like off to like your left, Captain. Just kind of like.
Can I ask, do I have a radio?
Can I try to communicate with them via my pad thing?
That's what I was just going to say. Do I have a radio being security?
You all have like in-suit communications. You all have like radios in your suit, but they're only designed to communicate with each other and your own ship. but Pine would be able to try and use their device to like try and send a message across.
What do I need to use?
That would be a Comtech roll, please. Okay, it takes you a couple of seconds of like desperately fiddling with this thing, and you get like a really loud kind of like hissy like feedback and like a slightly painful whine in your speakers before you feel like you've managed to make contact with the other ship's kind of communication system.
What would you say that sounded like?
Hello? Can someone hear me? The crew from SCS Ginger's now calling. Are you alright?
You hear kind of like a couple of seconds of silence before you hear kind of like a radio click on, and they're just kind of like, Are you the rescue crew?
Yes, well, we were passing by and saw that there was any problems. So, are you alright? Can we come in?
I'll give me a minute, and you hear kind of like the radio cut off.
Okay, that was weird.
And then about kind of 40 seconds or so later, you see kind of like the loading ramp at the back of the ship kind of like lowers down, and stepping out, you can see what seems to be a very kind of thin, seems to be a woman from what you can see, who is wearing just kind of like a standard company jumpsuit, like your guys' ones. She doesn't seem to have any kind of cold weather gear at all. She is visibly like shivering a lot, and she's got kind of like a blanket kind of wrapped around her to kind of act kind of like a cloak that she's got pulled up as well around her head to kind of like...
Are we by her? Like, are we close enough to talk to her?
At the moment, you're probably about 200 meters away.
Okay, I start heading over to her.
I'll follow.
Yeah, we'll follow, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I get to her, I hand her my cold weather gear. Because back in my day, we could trek through the snow and we never froze.
Okay. So when you kind of hand it over, she kind of like looks at you very confused for a second, just kind of like,
You look a bit cold, dear. Put it on, you'll feel better.
Yeah. And she kind of like pulls it all on, and then when it's done, she kind of then like looks at the blanket and kind of offers it in your direction.
I wrap the blanket around my shoulders.
She's very kind of, she's heavily breathing. You can see she's like slowly beginning to warm up a little bit.
Are you alright? And most important, are the packages alright?
She kind of looks very confused at you, and then she just says, No, I'm not alright. We need to get out of here right now.
How many people are inside the ship?
She just kind of, like, she looks down for a second, and then when she looks back up, she just kind of notices, like, I imagine, like, everyone else's, like, outer gear spacesuit looks pretty much the same, but you've, like, put little markers on yours to be like, this is the captain's spacesuit, thank you very much. And she kind of, like, looks at you, and she's just like, kind of, like, shakes her head, and then kind of, like, puts her like, hand back up into a salute, and she's just like, I'm a designation ELV 426. Officer Kringle. reporting. No survivors, so just me.
You're joking.
So, how many people were here at the beginning?
When we left Planet F in the system, we had 4 on board. I was the mechanic, and we had captain, pilot, and 1 passenger. The captain died when we crashed, and the pilot went out looking for help about 2 months ago. He didn't come back.
Captain.
Is there any chance we can use the ship at all?
Did you say 3 months ago?
3 months.
Captain. Can I have a word with you, Captain?
Yes.
Okay, I take the captain off to like a little bit further so we're out of earshot. Captain, I feel this is a really high security risk. 3 months, she's saying. She's the only survivor. I think we should screw the cargo, take her and go.
Yes, this is really suspicious. I don't know, this doesn't smell right. You're right. That's a good point. What should we do with her?
We'll just...
While you guys are having this conversation, there's a sound of kind of a piece of the debris that's nearby getting kind of blown over by some of the wind. And immediately as soon as that happens, you see she like turns in like less than like half a second, is immediately like staring directly at it. And she's got kind of like her hands wobbling down by her sides. And you can see that in amongst kind of the stuff that she's brought up with her, she's brought kind of like a little bag, and poking out of the top of it there is a pistol.
Captain, she's clearly suffering with PTSD. We need to get her on board, and we need to get her safe and find out what has happened.
Okay, so should we go inside this ship, or should we take
No, we just take her and we go. She's the last remaining survivor, I believe what she said. Why would she say she's the only one? Let's take her and let's go.
I don't feel comfortable bringing her without examining her.
We can examine her in the medical bay.
Can we do it here?
Do we have someone who can do it here?
Can we? I can't do a medical, I think.
We've got a med bay. I think we should take her back to the med bay.
I think one of you has a med kit in your items.
Let me see.
I think it might be
Where?
Pine.
Where
Medkit.
is it?
9 items, maybe?
Oh yeah.
Pine gear, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Pine has a medkit on. He always carries that with him.
Alright, Pine. Give her a quick examination and then let's determine if she's safe to take back to the ship.
Okay.
And when you say that, I said, Mr. Bells, I take a look at these girls. So if the minute she does something, you just I don't know, tackle her or whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Alright, Captain, I'm on it.
So,
Okay. What
Pine,
is the
make a medical aid roll, and then roll 2 additional base dice for me, please.
Oh, nice.
Sorry. Should I do it again?
No!
No, that was correct.
That's right!
And then roll two extra base dice. Okay. So you use your skills as the ship's first aider, of course. You went on a course 3 years ago. You're a first aider now.
Yeah. I did mine last week.
Yeah, you use your first aider skills to give her a quick kind of once over, and from what you can tell, she is clearly malnourished. She is clearly having some low-level form of hypothermia. And beyond that, you're pretty sure that she needs to take some kind of sedative to calm her down. But beyond that, you can't tell much more.
Okay.
Pardon me. Would she have a sedative on her?
Yeah, there'll be a sedative in the kit that you can give her.
Before you give her that, can I just ask what happened to the passenger?
Yeah.
Can we ask her when she's on the ship? Alright, go and ask her now.
What happened to the passenger? You told us what happened to the captain and the pilot, but not the passenger.
That's kind of the reason that we need to get off this planet immediately. The longer we spend out here discussing it, the more likely it is to come back.
Right, guys, there's a security risk. Let's give her what she needs. Get her on the ship. I don't think we should dabble in this any longer. We have a survivor, and that's all that matters.
Well, I'm not being funny, but how do we know that she's not the problem?
We won't know until we get her to the medical bay.
Oh, so you want to bring her on her ship where she can kill us all as well?
I mean,
She just listens to all of what you're saying. She says, "I don't care what you do. Knock me out for all I care. Put me in a cryopod for the next 15 years. I just need to be off this fucking planet."
exactly. We are more. We can't handle her. Should we go? Who is against it?
Yeah, let's put her on the ship.
Right, but I feel like we should put her in a cryopod.
Okay, fine. If she needs status and monitoring, we can do that too. Let's get her safe. That's the important part. She's clearly been through a lot.
Let's do this. Okay. While we're going back, I'm just getting like all the packages and getting my arms like.
Me too. I carry all that I can.
Okay.
Dump loads on my sleigh thing.
And I actually.
Keep...
Can I use my manipulation to make everyone else carry packages, even the girl?
Yeah. You can use your wits to manipulate people. Because
Can I counter it? I'm worried about her PTSD.
Okay. So let me see on one of the sheets. Okay. So what you do is instead of clicking manipulation, how much do you have in wits?
Where is Weeds?
It's in the middle. The
On the
one
right.
middle right.
Okay. Should I say the number?
Yeah, just tell me how much you've got in wits.
5.
5, and how much do you have
No
in
one
manipulation? Okay, add those two together and roll that many base dice.
How many does she have in manipulation? Oh no, I just wanted.
Like, fundamentally, it doesn't matter if you know each other's guys' stats, because it still works regardless.
Yeah, it's like the roll that's determined our stats.
And roll your stress dice as well, please.
Yeah. Sorry. It's done.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. So, yeah, with 3 successes, like, you're able to pretty easily, like, convince the entire crew to, like, pitch in with
Can I
carrying
count
stuff.
that with anything? Because I'm more worried about the girl's PTSD, and I want to get my shotgun ready. Is there any way I can counteract her manipulation?
You could just talk to her.
You can make a manipulation roll back, and if you beat her, then you can say no.
I'm not going to beat that.
No, probably not.
Sod it, I'll try anyway.
Hey!
Okay, I'm carrying all the parcels for everyone.
Okay.
And now you're gonna panic.
So in this situation, you're like, we need to get back to the ship, we need to do this, we just need to get her back on board, we need to do all of this. And suddenly this analyst is just being like, let's make sure that we're all carrying a fair share of stuff. You go and grab that over there. And you just, like, lose it because you're like, we are running out of time and we need to get her on the ship. And you just kind of, like, cannot deal. Make a panic roll for me, please.
Oh, where's that?
Sorry.
It's the top above base
Alright,
dice.
got it. 8.
Eight.
Yeah, I got a shotgun on Pine's face. I'm sorry, Pine.
No, your panic that you get, you start to tremble uncontrollably.
Okay.
All skill rolls that use agility are at -2 until you stop panicking.
Oh, jeez.
How do I
How
know
long do you
if I'm
panic?
panicking?
In this case, you're not going to stop panicking until you get back to the ship.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we can go.
Let's
We
go.
don't have a bit portion. We can go.
Cool. Okay. So you guys get back to the ship, and when you manage to get back, you have a fair amount of stuff with you, enough that Midwinter just kind of says like, "I'm gonna head round to the loading bay so I can get this stuff on board. You guys deal with whatever you need to deal with."
Midwinter! Don't be alone! I'll come with you.
No, we need you. She's more important than him.
But Midwinter can't be alone. Oh,
Someone go, Captain, go with Midwinter.
Midwinter just kind of like looks at you, Bells, and just says, "I know this is going to come across as ironic given the situation, but you need to chill." So,
I'll chill when it's my time to chill.
fine, whatever.
It's a safety breach to split up right now. Anything could be happening.
Alright,
Yeah.
Midwinter, just come in this way with us.
Snowman might attack me. Whatever.
Midwinter.
You never know. Snowmen have been known to be quite cheeky.
Alright, Bells, that's enough. Midwinter, just come in through the airlock with us. We can come around and get the stuff in a minute.
Fine. Yeah, whatever. So you manage to get back inside the ship, and Bells, once you get back inside and there's kind of a little bit of warmth, that you kind of like manage to stop this kind of trembling and shivering that you've got. You just kind of like,
Oh. Right. Where were we?
We're going to go put this person in a cryopod.
Right, yes, we need to monitor her and make sure she remains safe.
And the medical thing, no?
We can monitor her from inside the cryopod, or from outside it when she's inside it. I'm going to draw my pistol and
But
keep an eye on her.
I'm still curious about what happened.
We still
Yeah.
need to question her.
okay.
Can we put
Wow.
her under a sedation, but enough so that we can like question her?
Just a second. So, Reith, you said that you kind of like draw your pistol, right?
Yep.
Okay. She is going to immediately panic.
Oh.
So
My bad.
let's see. She is way up there.
Can I see that she's panicked?
Well, we'll find out what she does and then probably.
She just freezes, but she doesn't react in any way. She's just kind of like staring at this pistol that you've got, just kind of like.
You can command her.
Okay, I go stand in front of the whole situation. I just get between the pair of them. Right. Ivy, you're not helping. Okay, we just need to get her under a sedation. We can get some information from her, and then we can put her straight in the cryopod. Okay, she needs to be safe. She doesn't mind going in the cryopod. She's already stated that. You don't mind, do you, darling? And I turn to her.
As long as we get off this planet, I don't care what you do.
Exactly. The fastest way off this planet is up. Let's get it going. Let's move. Let's deliver some stuff. Let's go back to our mission. And we've saved a survivor. All hell us. Let's go.
Well, I think that Ivy has a fair point here. We are not completely.
I still want to know what happened. I need data.
And I want to know what happened. We need data to show the officials. We can't just leave with nothing apart from one person surviving. And the plus is, she's going to be in a cryopod. She'll be safe. I'm with Pine on this.
Guys, I'm less I want her to be safe. Obviously, I want to rescue someone. But I'm quite concerned about us being safe and not losing our lives too.
Look at her. When there's 4 of us, there's 1 of her. What's she going to do?
What kind of fucking security guard regarding you.
She's not the security risk. You're the one pointing a gun at her.
I'm not pointing a gun at anyone. I just took it out of holster.
Shut up! Stop! Be quiet now, please. Bells, Mr. Bells. Just stop now and let Evie speak and explain her version of what she wants to say, please. This is a team. I'm not the captain, I'm a member of the tripulation, so we should listen to one another. Please, Ivy.
I would just like to make sure that everything, that all of us are safe, including, what was her name, Kringle?
Yeah.
Including Kringle. We don't know what happened. We don't know if she's the problem or if the passenger was actually the problem. All we've got is her word. I'm more than happy to bring her on the ship, make sure she's safe, and then we can leave this planet. But I want to know that we're all safe as well. I don't really want to die today. And if something has killed the other 3 members of that ship, then the only other person that it can be is her. There are no centipedes on this planet.
Alright, is there a way that we can subdue her, like put her in cuffs or anything, before putting her in cryopod, so that you're not worried she's a threat and we can still get information?
Yeah.
Lock me up. I don't care.
Yeah, look, love, we get it. You don't care, you want to get off the planet. We're trying to decide. The adults are talking right now. Just shut up. Pine, what can we do? Have you got some drug that we can sedate her with so we can talk, but not pass her out?
Make a medical aid roll.
Who?
Pine.
Just cuff her.
That ain't good enough for me, sorry.
Okay.
What does that mean? That passed or not?
Oh no!
So you do know that there is, something that you could use to do this, but the amount of arguing that is going on back and forth, you are just like not able to deal with this situation, and the amount of shouting and all of this stuff, and in the back of your head you're just like, we are losing time, we are losing money, we are going to be late, we're already late, and you start to lose it. So make a panic roll for me, please.
Oh, I should just panic roll, because that'd be so funny.
7.
Not sure funny is the word.
Okay.
Do you have anything? Yes, stab.
You get a nervous twitch. You start kind of twitching. Your stress level goes up by 1, and so does everyone else's.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
No. Why everyone else's?
Because you can see that she is freaking out.
Jesus Christ. Right, let's just cuff the girl. Get the information
We need to drug her as well. Cuffing ain't enough. I've already said that there is something that we can do to this effect, so we need to do it. And then we'll get some answers, and then we'll put her in a cryopod, and then I'll stop freaking out.
Can we give the pilot a stress type?
No!
Okay.
So while I'm panicking, I cannot.
You can still do it, but
Okay,
you're just
I'll-
like clearly really uncomfortable for this whole thing.
Will it still be as effective and stuff?
Yeah, it still succeeds.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do that.
Well,
I give her a sedative.
Okay. She like
Can I give it
immediately
to
like
myself?
yeah, sure. You give her like you go like 1 for you and 1 for me. And immediately both of you start to calm down. You can see that she kind of like her like quickened breathing like slows, and she like reaches up to like take off her like helmet properly so that she can like breathe a little bit clearer, and just kind of like, what do you need to know?
How long has gone?
What happened to the passenger?
Since Midwinter has left.
Midwinter has stayed in here with you guys because he was told to.
Can we go to a break for a bit? Because I really
need a way.
Sure. Okay, we're going to go to a quick break, guys, and we'll be back in a little bit.
Sorry.
Stick around for the second half of In Space No One Can Hear You Jingle, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. To pick up where we left off, the officer from the other ship, Miss Kringle, has just been sedated, and she kind of like takes a second and looks up at the rest of you and says, "Okay, what do you need to know?" And at that exact moment, you hear a sound of something on the hull of the ship.
Can I tell what it is yet?
Can you tell what it is yet? It sounds like something relatively small, not particularly heavy, but it definitely sounds like something landing on the hull of the ship, kind of on the other side of the ship from where you guys are now. So if you guys are like in the like med bay area, like if you're like over in the med bay, it sounds like it's coming from like more over towards like near the rear of the cargo hold instead.
Okay.
What was that?
Don't know.
Can I check like cameras or something that might be in the ship?
Make a contact roll. Okay. So you take a couple of seconds to kind of patch yourself into the ship and have a look at some of the exterior cameras, and you kind of like you can only really see one at a time on your on your pad. You kind of have to like look at one and then like swipe to look at the next one. And after you've swiped through like 2 or 3, you catch just the slightest glimpse of something in the very corner of the 4th one, just going out of sight.
That's scary.
What can you say?
It wasn't enough for you to be able to see what it was, but you just saw something moving.
Something was moving. I haven't been able to see what, but something was moving. Definitely moving.
Right, I'll go down to have a look.
Cal?
Yep.
These 2 things that we've got,
Yes.
will they work in, like, outside Hampshire to help us breathe?
Yeah, is what they're designed for, primarily. In case you need to get outside and do any repairs to the ship.
Makes sense.
Okay, I'm gonna head down. I need to check it out.
Okay.
As I'm walking down there, I'm rubbing my dog tags to kind of calm myself, like
Yeah.
to get a reality check on the fact that, you know, I'm a security officer, this is my job, I'm going to just check out what it is, I'm sure it's nothing.
Okay. Because you have interacted with your signature item, your dog tags, you can reduce your stress dice by 1.
Lovely.
This is also a good time to point out, each of you also has something called a story point. And this is either something which you can use to basically spend it to say, I want something to be kind of like true, like a small detail, like, oh, I know there's like a place where I can hide from this thing in this room, or like, I know that there's an object that is going to be useful here on the ship somewhere. Something like that. Like, just something that you can cash in for that. Or alternatively, you can spend it to re-roll re-roll 1 failed roll. So, up to you guys, that's just something that you have.
Okay.
Forgot to mention it at the top, but it's probably going to be more useful now than it would be earlier anyway.
Alright, I'm going to use my head down there.
Okay. So are you heading down to kind of the outside of the ship, or are you heading like on the
No,
outside?
going straight to the cargo hold where Pine saw it on the camera. I'm going down to that area.
Okay. When you get down into the cargo hold, Are you
have,
are you trying to do it in a kind of like stealthy manner at all, or are you just like, I'm walking down there with my gun?
I'm kind of stealthy, but I've got my pump action shotgun ready.
Okay, if you are doing stealth in any way, then we change to stealth rules. So, what this means is, let me get the stealth rules up a second. You need to roll mobility for me, and you're at a -1 because you're entering the same place that this thing may be.
How do I put -1?
When it asks you for modifiers, you can put -1.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
God!
I'm dead.
Okay. So
Oh.
here's what happens.
You need to make your token as well, BT.
Yeah. You step into the cargo hold, and as you are kind of trying to maneuver your way through the space, you can see that
I know, I'm trying to move the sheet.
you can see that while you are in the cargo hold, it's very, very cluttered. One of the reasons that you don't tend to get along with Midwinter very well is that he doesn't really keep things very well organised. So there's like things kind of haphazardly balanced. There's like no sense to where there's like little pathways for you to get. It's almost like a maze when you're trying to navigate it down there. And once you get in there, you find, after trying to navigate your way through like a small gap between some crates, you accidentally knock one of the crates off onto the floor with a loud clattering sound. And I want you to make a panic roll for me, please.
Oh no.
So even if you get more than one face, do you still just roll one
It's still
panic?
just one panic roll.
Okay.
Okay.
By a face, I obviously mean face, however.
Perfect. Okay.
Oh no!
You scream.
Ah!
You scream uncontrollably. For it says 1 round. I'm going to say it means 1 combat round, which is 6 seconds, because 1 round of stealth is 10 minutes.
Oh god.
So unless you scream your lungs out for 10 minutes straight,
That's quite long.
you just scream. It does reduce your stress by 1.
We also hear it, right?
Yeah, presumably.
I'm not sure that you'd hear it through all those doors, but...
Let me see. Each of you make an observation roll. If you fail this roll, it's not going to act badly against you. It just means you didn't hear it.
I didn't.
Okay. So, Pine and Candy, you both heard it, which means you both get an increase of stress by 1 because you heard her screaming.
Okay, something's happening in the hold. We need to check.
Yeah.
Do you want to take it, Fire?
No.
Okay, yeah. Ivy, you are in charge now about this woman and Pine, and I will be back in a second. I just run.
Immediately, you just see Kringle is like up against the furthest corner from like any doors that she can get into, like curled up in a ball, and she's just like, "Oh god, it's here."
Okay, I'm gonna...
Go ahead, yeah, yours.
Sorry, go on.
No, it's yours, You're in charge now.
Oh god, okay. I'm gonna grab Kringle and shout at Pine to grab the other arm, and we're gonna throw her in a cryopod, and then I'm gonna get this hunk of tin off this fucking planet.
All right. Make
Wise.
a strength roll. Yeah, make a strength.
What are you saying, Pine? Hang on, sorry, okay, cut.
That is that wise, knowing that we might have something on board.
Well, the chances are that it won't be able to breathe without an atmosphere, and we've all got suits that can help us breathe.
Okay. Okay.
And while we're in the ship, that should be fine.
Yeah, but that would be fine for the creature too.
That's true. Okay, I cannot, but I still want to throw her in a cryopod. Because she ain't, look at her, she ain't going to be any bloody use, and that's the only place she's going to be safe.
Okay. Can you make a strength
Yeah,
roll
how
for
do
me
I do
then?
a strength roll?
How many points do you
Roll.
have in strength?
Did you say it's base dice plus modifier?
It's just strength, so...
Yeah.
How many do you have in strength, basically?
4.
Or then roll 4 base dice, and roll your stress dice, please.
Yeah. Ooh, not 44, fuck. Super.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, hold on.
Yeah, you got to put 1. I know, it's silly.
Oh no!
Okay, and let's see her roll for this. Okay. You go to, like, grab her to be like, okay, we're putting her in the cryopod now. She immediately, like, basically, like, rams her wrist into, like, the bottom of your chin and, like, shunts you out of the way, and she takes off at a sprint into the life support room.
Is she panicking?
She is definitely panicking.
Okay.
And
I'm
Ivy,
panicking.
in response to that, for a 9,
Can I manipulate her?
you can try in a second. 9, you drop the item you're currently holding, so you drop your gun on the floor.
Okay.
And she is
God.
sprinting into the ship somewhere.
I'll scramble to pick my gun up.
Okay. You managed to do so.
Yeah.
Also, your stress level goes up by 1 because you just dropped a gun on the floor.
Can I just say, come on, come with me. Let's try to follow. You have my bag, and I'll try to talk to her.
Okay, yeah, roll your manipulation then.
Well, I wasn't trying to manipulate
Okay, yeah.
Ivy. I want to manipulate her like the girl.
Oh, when you find the girl. Okay, yeah.
So I just hope Ivy comes with me kindly.
Yep.
Like, is that the best plan? Like, we know she's not going to be any use because she's terrified. Is it not worth, but better to go after the captain and...
I mean, she might be a danger. We don't know that already. So we better...
So now you're worried about her being a danger?
We don't know.
A bit fucking late.
Things.
Come on then, let's go and bloody find her.
Okay.
Okay. You guys are going to go and find her. Meanwhile, the captain and Captain, you head your way down to the cargo bay, and you when you arrive there, you find Bells in the middle of kind of getting themselves under this pile of heavy crates, which is falling around them.
Just hit him in the face like.
All right. Roll a close combat for me, please. It'll just be combat. So roll combat for me, please.
This.
Oh god.
You miss.
Now you do hit. It's just like slapping a stone. It's just like
all these weeks that I wanted to do this, and it doesn't work. So okay, I'm just like moving. Bells, wake up! We need you.
okay.
I'm awake. Did you not hear me screaming?
So be quiet, please. What happened?
I fell into some crates.
And this screaming just because of this.
I'm very on edge. We've potentially come into a great security risk. No one seems to be knowing what they're doing. You're no damn help as a captain. You should be rallying everyone to be safe. I'm out here risking my neck trying to find this thing that Pine saw on the cameras. No one is listening to me. I'm very stressed right now.
Okay. And your
As you
captain?
guys are having this, as you just finished this kind of like, I'm very stressed right now, suddenly all the lights on the ship go out at once.
Oh god!
Ah!
Now what do we do? Fine, we're never gonna find her in the dark.
I
Okay.
grab my dog tags when this happens.
Okay. They don't help you because you've already used them this session, but you can still hold on to them.
And you need to be in a calm environment.
Relax. Do you have with you some kind of torch?
I have a cutting torch. Not some kind of torch. A cutting torch. Do you understand what that does?
No. Not really.
Oh, you stupid elf-titled captain, I swear.
I'm trying to help you.
A cutting torch. As in a torch with fire that cuts through metal. A cutting torch.
That's what
It's very handy. Not only is it a light, it is a weapon.
Okay, so can it make us see something?
It's not mine, right?
You
Well, yeah,
guys have
I
with if you still have your like outside exploration suits on, which you don't, Bells, because you
I
gave
don't.
it to Kringle.
Yeah.
The rest of you, inside like the helmets of them, they have like little flashlights you can turn on so you can see when you're. So if you put your helmet back on, you would have a torch basically.
So I was just switch it on.
Okay.
I mean, really, Captain, you have a torch on your helmet. How did you not know this?
I don't know. Until 10 seconds ago.
Well, that's what
Yeah,
that button
young.
does. Oh.
Back in my day, we had a manual as thick as your wrist.
Okay, Mr. Bells. I know that the safety of our crew is my main priority. So
Paramount.
you are right. We should rally together. Let's go back and find them and trace the next steps of the plan.
Okay.
Wait, go back and find what?
So to find
15.
Ivy and Needle.
No, I disagree. We have to see what was in here. We have something potentially on board the ship, Captain.
Don't split the party, man! Don't split the party!
But first of all is our own team. So I know this is what makes you captain. You should be how do you say it? Aware of the safety of your own crew. So I command you to come with me.
Okay.
It's fine,
Are
right?
you going to pull rank?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to try and resist him
Yes.
pulling rank on you? Okay then. So it's
Back in my day, officers used to do as they were bloody told.
Exactly.
Get off my lawn.
so he got 1 on that. So let me
What do I have to roll?
let me have a look on your character sheet, Captain.
Manipulation, isn't it?
On your, give me a second. I just need to check.
Sorry.
It's a new system for me as well, so I keep forgetting things.
Don't worry. All good. I just mixed up myself, it's very annoying.
Okay. It's command against the targets. Yep, manipulation.
Oh, pardon me.
Face hacker.
And because they are trying to resist it, your stress level increases by 1 regardless of whether they take your order.
Okay.
Okay. So make a manipulation roll then, Bells, to resist it.
Oh, what does that mean?
Okay.
Face hacker.
So
You resist, but you panic.
yeah, you basically turn around and you are
Okay.
like, no.
I got this. No! We need to stay here. We need to utilize the threat that could be potentially on board. We need to keep the crew safe. You cannot tell me, Captain, what it is that I should do. I'm the security officer. You're the captain. You think that we should go back to meet up with everyone else when we potentially have a dangerous creature on board we don't even know because we haven't found it yet? I mean, really?
And make a panic roll for me.
And then?
Because at the exact moment that you say, we've got a creature on board and we don't know where it is, you see, looming out of the darkness behind the captain, this shape slink down from the ceiling and kind of lift its head up.
Captain?
Panic roll.
Tap him on the shoulder. Captain.
You begin to tremble uncontrollably because what you see is a creature that looks superficially somewhat like a deer. It has long, gnarled antlers that point backwards, kind of an elongated skull. You can see holes where the eyes should be.
Oh.
You can see long fangs, row upon row of them inside this elongated mouth. And at the very end, a nose dripping with red blood.
Kill Rudolph!
And you can see, it seems to be kind of like staring at you with these kind of like empty eyes. And it kind of like...
Can I fire at it?
You are trembling uncontrollably.
Probably not.
So firing a quick shot will be an agility roll at -2 to draw your weapon.
Right.
So make an agility roll at -2.
Where's the agility roll?
Roll your number base dice, but -2.
Yep.
Okay, base die at -2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what?
And then...
Oh,
it didn't work.
Hold on, I did put -2.
No, like, so the number next to agility, -2, that's how many dice you roll.
How many agility dice do you have?
Oh, I see. Right, hold on, that's why it didn't work.
0.
Okay, so that...
Because if it brings it down below 0,
That's fine. Oh, that's good.
Boom.
you get a single success. You are able to draw your pistol
Yeah.
and
Well,
fire...
I think it's... But yeah.
Oh yeah, you're able to draw your shotgun up and fire in the general direction of this creature.
So would that be ranged or combat?
That would be ranged.
Right.
So you make a ranged attack. 1 success and 2 panic. So you do hit it. And it makes its armor roll.
Captain, behind you!
And fails. It does take 1 damage.
Oh, good.
Oh.
And immediately, let me see. Needs to be. Give me a second.
You're not in the same
Okay.
Adolf.
Immediately, a spray of blood comes pouring forth from it, kind of, red and viscous, landing on your suit, and it starts to eat away at it acidly.
Oh,
My suit or the captain's, because I'm not wearing a suit.
Both of you.
Oh.
In which case, let me see.
Do I lose health?
You lose. You're still wearing armor, so
Yeah.
roll your armor, please.
Okay, where is that?
At the
Near
bottom,
down the
I think
bottom.
about manipulation.
Yeah.
Do I
Okay.
roll the armor as well?
Oh, you gotta be joking!
Do you
Oh,
have
I gotta
any?
do this
Let me see. Roll 2 base dice for me, Captain, to act as your armor, because you do
Okay.
have your suit on.
I think by that roll I lost 1 health and I'm getting distressed dice.
Both of you have failed your armor rolls, so both of you immediately take 2 points of damage.
2?
Yep. As this acid begins to eat away at you through your armor.
Strip!
The points go down basically, right?
Yeah.
Do we start with really low HP, right? Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
It depends on your strength. So, yep, you guys immediately take that damage. and this creature lets out a kind of demented howl, and it's about to launch itself in your direction. So I need both of you to roll initiative, please.
I wanted to run.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where is initiative?
It's in the top above stress dice, initiative dice.
Card or dice?
Dice, please.
Dice.
And click on your tokens first, if possible. If not, it's fine.
Too late.
No, okay. So yeah, I'm gonna have an out with the captain later.
If you survive.
She will be fine.
Yeah.
8, 5, 7, and
You remember the intro to this game, right?
Yeah.
dice. Okay.
Oh,
So
God.
in this game, initiative goes from low to high. So you start at 1 and work your way up. And also at the beginning of every round of combat, you can choose to swap initiative with someone else.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
If you think that will be beneficial to you. So to start with, Bells, you have 7, and Kane, you have 5. So Kane, it is your turn first.
How does this work?
Okay. So, essentially, think of it like working kind of like D&D, except it's a bit more abstract. So instead of measuring it in like you must be 5 feet from the person, you have like engaged, which is you're fighting like hand to hand. Then you have short, medium, long range. Your weapons will tell you if you have any, what range you can use them at. So if your weapon says medium range, then you have to be at medium range to use it.
What's medium range?
Medium range is like, so if we treat it like, engaged is like I'm right next to you.
Yeah.
Short is like I'm a couple of steps back from you.
Yeah.
And medium is like there's maybe about a meter between us.
Okay. So medium is not like the length of the cargo hold.
No. If you were the whole length of the cargo hold, you'd be like long range.
Yeah.
If you're like in the middle of the cargo hold somewhere, it'd probably be about medium.
Okay.
So, if I try to run, does this thing have an opportunity attack?
Yes. So, in combat, you have what are called... You have 2 actions. You have a slow action and a fast action. I will grab up the list of what the actions are that you can take and show it to all of you. And it tells you, like, what the situation is you need to be in to use it, and what skill you roll to use it.
Okay.
So, if you want to get out of range of the person who is attacking you, then you have to use retreat, which uses your fast action.
Oh, you can stop a person panicking.
You can try and command someone to stop them from panicking, yes. But that's only something you can do when you're in combat.
Yeah, that's good to know, though.
Yeah.
Does that reduce their stress die?
Nope.
Or does it just stops the
It
panicking?
just stops the panic effect that's happening to them. Because when you're in combat, panic lasts for your turn.
Jesus.
Can I do my fast action retreat and my slow action shoot my bolt gun?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
So your first action is to retreat, which means you can move away from the creature.
Does it matter which order you do them in?
Nope.
Okay.
I just want to run through the door I just came in.
Okay, let me see. That door is currently closed, and to...
Are you running away?
Yes.
So
You're the captain!
to open the door in order
Remember,
to
you're
get
not
through it
bard.
takes your slow action. Because all of the doors in this ship are like old submarine-style twist-the-hatch things.
Okay, so I go this way and shoot. I guess it's silly.
Okay, then.
Just captain.
So make a ranged combat test for me, please.
Good lord. God.
Okay, 3 successes and 1 panic. So you do hit. Roll your panic die for me, though, please. Okay. Panic roll 12. You scream your lungs out. Your stress goes down by 1, but Bells' stress goes up by 1.
Back on 7.
But you do manage to get the shot off before you start panicking. Though for your next round of combat, you have to spend the whole round screaming. Okay. So let's see. I need to make...
I'll re-roll damage and stuff in this.
the number of dice, the number of successes you get, increases the damage.
Okay.
So 1 success is 1 damage, 2 is 2, 3 is 3.
Right.
Can we call it Rage Dolph, the angry antlered arsehole?
If you so wish. You may name this creature whatever you want.
Dolph
It doesn't have a name. It just exists. Okay, so you got 4 damage on it, so it's going to make its armor check.
Does the armor check have to be 4?
Ha!
Each success it gets reduces the damage by 1,
Right, okay.
but it doesn't succeed any of them.
Sweet.
This creature takes 4 damage, and it's going to splash its acid blood.
Acid!
Which is only going to spread to Bells, because Bells is in short range of it.
Thanks, Captain.
So
Have you just killed our security officer?
Some captain you are.
8 points of acid blood. Dice. 8.
Where's all your medals now?
You're
The
safe.
blood splashes against the back wall. None of it goes on you, Bells.
Oh,
You
thank
are
God.
lucky.
I literally just sit there doing the swag motion.
It is, however, going to use one of its monster actions to immediately attack the nearest creature because it's taken damage.
Oh.
So it is going to attack you, Bells, and it is going to... Oh yeah, I have to roll to randomly see which one it does.
Oh no.
That's fun.
I hope Pine
One.
is watching the cameras as this all happens.
Okay, so 1. Okay. It lumbers forwards like it's going to attack you, Bells, but just lumbers directly in front of you and begins to kind of like taste the air in front of you. It unhinges its jaws, and you can see a slightly smaller pair of jaws inside, which seem to be wearing a kind of organic thing that looks somewhat like a small Santa hat. And it's using its hypnotic gaze. So you stand in dread beauty of this beast. You stand in awe of what nature or God or the devil has created.
Can I fire at it though?
When it gets to your turn, but
Okay.
first, your stress level goes up by 1,
Oh.
and you must immediately make a panic roll.
Oh really?
Yep.
Oh.
More screaming for you.
13.
Oh no, not 13.
Let's see.
Jesus
13.
Christ, it's gonna be more screaming.
Flee.
It's not. 12 is screaming.
You can't take it anymore. You have to flee to the nearest safe place, whatever you consider that to be.
Would I know where the nearest safe place is?
It's whatever you consider it to be at the moment.
Alright, let me zoom out. Hold on.
And you are not allowed to make a retreat roll to do it, so it's going to attack you when you run.
Oh, no. It's already trying to attack me. Oh, Captain shit.
Excuse me?
You heard!
Hold on, I've got so many sheets up here, Jesus. Right. Okay, I am going to go... Well, the only way I can go is out that door. That's the only way I can go.
That door is currently closed.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So I have to...
So
So I need to swear. I'm going to run behind our captain. That's the safest place.
Behind the guy who's firing at it? Sure. Okay.
Yeah, behind the guy that tried to run in the
who is
first
currently just standing there screaming. Okay, yep.
He's more of a target than she is.
the attack
I
is
mean,
gonna make
she's
it
more of a target
to-
than he is.
Number
Yes!
2.
Bless
That's
you.
the only other safe place I can see.
2. Okay. As you are trying to flee, it launches forward with its strange hoof-like claw combination and grabs you and pulls you to the ground.
Oh lord.
It doesn't attack you. It just, like, looms over you and you drop anything you are holding.
So my shotgun. Great.
Your shotgun is thrown away to the side and it is just, like, over you. Your stress goes up by 1.
Oh my god!
surprised.
I'm gonna have a freaking... I'm gonna have, like... I don't know, some sort of aneurysm in a minute.
Also, you're going to enjoy this. You have to make an immediate panic roll again.
Oh my god!
god! Ah!
No, 13 is
13.
flee.
And you cannot flee because it has you pinned. So all you're thinking is, I need to get away, I need to get as far away from this creature as I can, and you can't move.
Oh shit.
Exactly now.
So now it gets to your turn properly. And you are currently panicking. So I need you to make a... Oh, what am I going to have you make? Make a mobility roll for me, please.
Oh, you're joking. Oh my god!
4 successes, and let's see, it's going to be against its strength, which is just... Okay, yeah, you automatically succeed.
Oh,
Yeah.
You do panic again, though. So make another panic roll, please. But you manage to get out from underneath its grasp somehow. Oh. Hello? Hello?
Ah.
Oh. Internet connection's going down. This is not the time.
Lost him.
Anyone there?
Hello? Back? We're back?
Hey.
Hello?
hey. Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, sorry. I just checked. That wasn't my internet. Skype just did that, so whatever.
Oh, fuck's sake,
Um,
Skype.
Is it working?
But it's all good now.
What happened?
You managed to get out from under it, but you need to make an immediate panic roll again.
Again?
Again, because you rolled a facehugger. 11.
I can't remember what 11 is.
Seek cover. You must use your next action to move away and find a safe spot if possible. You're allowed to make your retreat roll. So, can you... Let me see.
I'm already in pod 2.
Let's see. How do you do the retreat roll? Somewhere in... fast actions. Retreat. Okay, so you have to use your fast action to retreat.
Alright.
So you manage to get away from it, and it can't attack you. And then you have to use... then you have to run and try and get cover wherever you can find it.
I went to pod 2.
Okay, you ran into pod 2. You've managed to get behind kind of like the cover around this door corner. You still don't have your gun because it's still in the other room.
I do have my blowtorch. It's
You
okay.
do have your blowtorch.
My cutting torch, but yes.
Okay. And that takes up your entire turn doing so. However, you are no longer panicking.
Yay!
Lovely. Can I
stuck
at
in
this
a pod.
point Can I use a story point to get my 9 down? My stress level down?
No, you cannot reduce stress points with story.
Oh, I thought we could.
No.
Okay.
No.
You can use it to re-roll, or you can use it to have like a little story thing, or say like, I find an item here that's useful, or something like that.
Can I find an item here?
Find a gun.
Which item would you like?
The bot works and you just are ejected.
I evacuate the ship. Bye. Oh.
Please don't leave us.
I'm alright. I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't, but the bloody captain would.
I'm not panicking. Yeah, right. I'm not panicking, but I'm thinking. Can I find anything in the pod?
I think we lost Val.
I
know.
Hello, still here. So, if you want to spend a story point, you can just say like, "This is an item that I find in this pod."
I can literally make it up.
Yeah, within reason.
I find a fire extinguisher in this pod.
Yeah, makes sense. As you're looking around, you get into this pod and you're like, I need something immediately, and then you see a fire extinguisher which has just been left like lying on its side there, probably by Midwinter not putting it away properly.
Right. Ah, Midwinter. Damn it, Bleak. Pick up after yourself.
Okay then. So that was Bells' turn, which now brings it to the creature's turn itself. And it is immediately going to close the gap to the captain. And it is going to make an attack. Six. Let's see what 6 is. Okay then. 9 base dice. Okay. It jumps forward, opens its jaws wide, and essentially bites your head off, Captain.
No!
Just like,
Oh no!
you are instantly dead.
Oh shit!
Yes, no, it cannot be.
Which means R.I.P. to the captain, but now you are
Rip.
playing as Midwinter.
Rip, man.
So I'll just
You're
give you
in the
access to
med
that
bay with
character
us.
sheet.
The cancer needs to move. It's in the wrong place.
Oh my god. I'm stuck here.
Okay.
Yeah. You next.
Well, I don't think it knows I'm here.
It just attacked you. Of course it knows
It
you're
knows I
there.
ran behind the captain. I succeeded my other run, so it might not even know I'm here.
Oh.
What are we doing meanwhile? Are we listening?
We're looking for Kringle.
Yep. So we'll briefly head over to the other guys. You are trying to track down Kringle. So what would you guys like to do to track down Kringle?
I don't know. It's Pine's bloody idea in the first place.
Sorry?
I said, well, I don't know. It was Pine's bloody idea in the first place.
How are you going to find Kringle?
Looking for her?
Use your analytic abilities.
You could either use your observation, or you could use
Yeah.
your comtech to try and find her.
Can I use my comtech so we don't have to move from the room?
Sure. Roll your comtech, please.
I didn't think Pine was so lazy.
Oh, no panic. Yes.
Okay. So you very quickly are scrolling through them, and there's like a brief second where the camera lingers on you, like scrolling past the screen in which the captain is currently being decapitated, being like, "Oh, she's not in there." And eventually, you can see she appears to have made her way to the helm, and she is currently sat in the pilot's seat, just like desperately trying to get this thing to lift off.
Did we go then?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
But I'm gonna keep my weapon drawn,
Okay.
because now there is some shit going down.
I love that you nearly saw the captain getting his head ripped off, but didn't.
Okay.
Have we got a counter for Kringle?
Yep, give me a second.
Thank you.
Just need to move her to the right place first.
Okay.
Our first person has died via angry Rudolph death.
Ragey Rudolph death.
Yes.
So yeah, she's currently sat in the like pilot seat in the middle of flipping things, and you can see with one hand she's busy doing those, and with the other hand she is holding a pistol and pointing it behind her, and Midwinter is just standing there like, I want to get off this planet as well. You don't need to do this.
What was she on the other ship?
She was the mechanic.
Oh. So would she know how all this stuff works?
Yes.
Make an observation roll.
Oh, I don't want to.
Oh no, you know nothing.
You are too busy panicking at the sudden pistol being pointed in your direction. So let's see what you get. Make a panic roll. 9.
Mine is fumble, isn't it?
It's great. You immediately drop your gun
For
again.
fuck's sake!
Butterfingers.
Okay. I think in seeing you having dropped the gun, immediately Midwinter dives to try and grab the gun on the floor. Kringle tries to get a shot off at him as he does this.
Dude! What are you doing?
So, let's see. She's going to make...
Midwinter is you now.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry, I'm taking your actions. You're Midwinter. What are you going to do?
Oh, well, what?
About you're going to grab the gun and she.
I've just dropped my gun and she's pointing a gun at you.
Me?
Yeah, you.
At Midwinter, which is you.
Yeah, I know. I'm raising my hands like, hey, relax. We're all friends here.
Okay. She just kind of like keeps pointing at you, and she's just like, we need to get off this rock, and we need to vent this whole damn ship into space. We need to get that thing away from us.
So I'll lift my hands up as well and not make a move for the gun and just be like, look, we can't take off with this thing on board because we will all die outside of the atmosphere. We've got to stay here until we kill it.
I'll get it off board.
Or get it off the
Sorry,
ship.
I'm not there.
Like, we can't take off until we've got rid of it because it will kill us in space.
Can we lock down the helm? Can we stop it from getting in here and just vent the rest of the ship?
That is something I would know. Cal, can we do that?
Theoretically, yes.
Theoretically, yes. In practice, this is a hump of POS. So, I'm gonna go with probably not.
At this point, you guys can hear the sound of gunfire coming from the rear of the ship. And screaming.
What should we do?
Pine, can you see what's going on the cameras?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, make another contact roll, Pine. Okay. You succeed in scrolling back and seeing this creature in the middle of tearing into the decapitated corpse of the captain.
Oh shit.
So make a panic roll, please.
Funny.
Oh, and your stress goes up by 1. So that would be a 7 in that case. You get your nervous twitch back, and everyone who can see you stress
Oh,
goes
for
up by
fuck's
1.
sake!
Technically, except Midwinter. Midwinter's stress does not go up.
Okay. What should we do?
Well, what did you see on the cameras?
There's a freaking zombie thing in the cargo hold. Can we block the doors?
Well, as we've just discussed, like, normally yes, but this is a really old ship and it's all a bit crap, so probably not.
Can we block them, like, physically? Like,
With what?
With, I don't know. Things?
Well, I will gesture around the room. What do you see here that we can possibly block this door with?
In the engineering room, we have plenty of metal pieces that are quite heavy.
Engineering room that's right next to the cargo hold.
Yeah, of course. If we want to block the cargo hold, we should get close to that place, right?
I thought you were talking about blocking the helm.
Well, that's fair, but we will have no room for escaping here. I don't know. You are in charge now. After the captain, the
Oh
pilot.
no!
I'm gonna use my manipulation to do whatever we want to do my plan.
Okay.
What was your plan again?
Just block the doors.
Which doors?
The ones that are near to the cargo hold.
Okay.
How did it work?
Like,
Manipulation?
you don't have to manipulate me, it's fine, I'll go along with that.
Okay. You are going to have to try and convince Kringle that this is a sensible plan.
Okay, I'll do that then.
And Midwinter, you can
Okay.
decide if you think that this is a sensible plan.
Can anyone see the cameras?
Yeah, why?
Because I'm tapping on the camera in pod 2, like, hi, help!
Cameras right now.
Yeah, you're currently looking at the one that's like in a cargo hold 3. Like there's cameras all over the place, and you can only look at one at a
Captain
time.
being eaten.
So,
Okay, no, yeah, I think the plan totally feasible.
Okay.
Trapping the
the thingy.
alien reindeer inside the hole. And it's fine.
Okay.
Like, bearing in mind that our only means of escape are in there. Oh, wait a minute. I'm a turn to Jingle.
We have a fucking a spaceship that we can move around. If we can contain the thing, maybe we can arrive somewhere.
Can we fly and open the door at the back and
Maybe.
just drop it?
Is that
Oh, yeah, we could do. The lack of atmosphere would suck it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could seal off the cargo bay and take off, you could probably vent all the atmosphere out of it.
That's a freaking excellent idea!
Yeah.
Okay. We have a plan. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's seal this thing.
Okay.
Gal.
We need to do 2 and 2, don't we? I'm not strong, so I will need somebody strong to move things.
Okay, I'm not being funny, but we really should not be splitting the 4 of us up. We split up the party, the captain's dead. We need to stick together.
But if when we go to one door, the thing goes
To the other.
to the other one.
Yeah, and we need to keep the helm because it's where we can just fly the ship.
Okay.
I mean, I'm the stronger one, so I can go by myself to one side if you prefer.
I'm relatively strong, so I can go to the other side, but I don't think any of us should be on our own.
Okay, I'll say at this point, Midwinter, you know, because it's the bit of the ship that you're in charge of, that the door between the cargo hold and the engineering room is currently like locked and sealed.
Okay.
So you know that's already done.
Okay, so we have to go. The engineering and other one is locked.
So we only have one then.
We should go to the other one. Yeah.
Okay.
Through the galley.
Is it worth trying to look for bells on cameras because we don't know what's happened to him?
Yeah.
We've only seen that the captain is dead.
He's a good guy.
Okay, make a contact roll.
If we open up the loading ramp and everything gets sucked out, does that mean that the pods will get sucked out too?
Thank you.
No, pods will be
so-
safe. They have to be released.
Again, you scroll through the camera feed and you manage to find one which shows, as you've just come up with this plan, it's like, excellent, we can vent the cargo hold, it'll all be great. You then see, oh look, Bells is in the cargo hold. She's in a pod, but the pod is in the cargo hold.
Sorry, I don't know if you heard my question from a second ago.
What was the question?
If we do what our plan is it going to suck out the pods as well?
No, it wouldn't suck out the pods. However,
Okay.
it would suck out all the air, and the pods aren't currently sealed.
Okay. Can we seal them?
Can we seal them from away?
Yeah, well, no, you could get whoever was inside them to seal them, if you could communicate with them. If only Bells was still wearing their suit with the communication stuff in it.
I thought he said he had a radio.
In the suit.
No, I
Oh.
asked if I had a radio because I'm a security officer,
Okay.
but it was in the suit, so...
Yeah,
Can-
which is Kringle,
we
which Kringle is wearing.
Would the pod not have its own radio?
Do we have like some sort of, message system that can go all over the ship? Like,
That's not a good idea because that is Rudolph would hear it as well. Cal's just said that the pod would have its own radio, so we could just contact that.
It would have a radio in it so you could like send out emergency distress stuff if you needed to.
okay.
So can we contact that from the helm?
Make a contact roll, Needle, after
Can
you've
I
made your
ask a
panic roll,
question?
please.
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
If you contact the pod, is Rachelf going to hear it?
probably.
Rather than Needle doing it, is it worth Kringle doing it because she's a mechanic?
She can try.
I'm just asking whether it would be better than Needle.
Probably
Well,
not better than Needle. Okay, so
Shouldn't we-
7.
Didn't we close the doors first before communicating with her? So, because if we communicate with her and the thing listens to it, maybe he will try to escape at some way, because we don't know if he can understand like human or elfish, and so we should lock the door first and then try to communicate with her.
Okay, I have an unpopular opinion here.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Tammy, don't hate me. Can we just sacrifice Bells and save ourselves?
Yeah, I do.
Let's just block off the door.
Okay, there is literally, if that's what you want to do, there is literally a rule for this.
Oh shit.
You have to make an empathy roll.
Can
Okay.
you give us your...
And you can only kill one of your compatriots if you fail your empathy roll.
But I don't want to kill him. He's his friend. He's a good guy.
I mean, let's try to lock the door, and then we think about how do we solve it. But first, lock the door.
Okay.
Hi,
In
my
the
friend.
meantime, Pine, your nervous twitch comes back again, and everyone is again getting more stressed. Except Midwinter, because Midwinter.
God damn it. Okay. So, Midwinter, what can we use to block off the other door?
What's in the galley?
I don't even know what galley means.
It's full of like cooking materials and like it's
Yes.
basically like your living space. So like any of your personal possessions.
But they're not very heavy. Is there
If you put enough of them,
is there anything on the corridor? Or it's like an empty space?
It's an empty space. That corridor is basically only wide enough for you to go in like single file most of the time. You could probably go like next to each other if you were really, really squeezing in.
And even less carrying things around.
we can just block the corridor then.
Have to block it from the galley or from the left.
Just putting things on the middle.
Okay, yeah, let's try. Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So you guys head towards the galley to start enacting that plan. Meanwhile, back in the cargo hold, Bells, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Cry.
You've stopped panicking, so you have control enough to know that it's... You have some agency.
No, it's not safe out there right now. Oh my god. Okay. Can I use stealth?
You can certainly try. You have to make a mobility roll at -1.
Can I create a diversion?
Such as?
If I use my torch to crack a hole in the extinguisher and throw it out of the room towards the creature, ideally it'll go for that, and then I can make a run to the door into the lobby that leads to the galley. I'm guessing that's the only door that's open.
Yeah.
And the med bay's open.
So, sure, make a... Yeah, make your mobility roll. It won't be at -1.
Okay. What about survival? Ooh! Well, that's a pass and a fail. I don't know how that works. I'm so confused.
You successfully pierce a hole in this this extinguisher. You throw it. The creature immediately looks in the direction of this object and kind of like raises up. And at its full height, you can see it's about kind of 9 feet tall.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
god.
And it's kind of like screaming at this object. And its scream causes you to panic. So make a panic roll, please, and we'll see what happens.
Oh my god, okay. Oh my god, I'm dead.
I don't know what 14 is.
14.
Bad.
They're all bad.
Great.
The higher rolls are.
Berserk.
Oh no, he said great.
You must immediately attack the nearest creature.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Can I
you're
use
dead.
overkill? Because
Bye,
I'm
Bells.
in panic mode.
Absolutely, you can activate overkill instead.
Yeah, I will activate overkill. And I'm going to go for this sod then. And I'm going to use everything I've got, which is the fucking cutting torch. So close combat.
Okay,
Well, we don't need to worry about sacrificing bells.
make a close combat roll.
Oh my god!
Bye.
Okay, you
I
still
did
don't.
it to protect you all!
You fail. You still don't panic because you're in overkill. So you are literally just like, I don't care. I am going to kill this creature.
Yeah.
It's the last thing I do.
It's still also covered in a bit of foam, and there's some drama going on around me.
Yeah.
So
You're trying to punch it. It's tried to like bite into this thing. It comes up. It's got like a weird like Santa beard made of foam now as well. And you're just trying to like slap it.
gosh,
What happened to the fire thing?
I've got my fire torch.
No, you like.
Yeah, I just failed, so I slapped
Oh
it.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll go back to that. I'm going to be here fighting it till one of us dies.
Okay, that's
So
the end of
make a move.
end of your turn, which makes it
Pretty
its
sure we know who's
turn.
gonna die, babe.
So it
Yeah,
is going
shut up,
to
make a move.
It's going to make an attack.
I'm your second strongest character. You need me to survive.
Okay, it's going to
What
go
the
for
fuck are we supposed to do from here?
Going to go for its head bite
Right.
attack. So let's see. It has to roll 8 base
Can
dice.
you get a disadvantage because of the foam?
Nope.
Oh,
And
but it exploded everywhere. It clearly went
with
like.
this attack, if it deals any damage, you instantly die.
Try survival.
Okay, so what we see is Midwinter and Needle arriving at this door to try and barricade it with like random stuff from the galley, just as you see like the last moments of Bells just like having a slap fight with this creature, and the creature just goes like and like tears into it, her chest, and just like basically like puts its hand directly through the chest, like.
Run, you whippersnappers, run!
I think you mean fly.
Somehow it gives you this look where you just know, even though it can't communicate with you in your dying moments, you know it's saying, "Okay, Boomer."
Oh. You asshole.
Oh! I don't know
So-
the guy.
I'm sorry, who was at the door and just witnessed that? Midwinter
And Pine. So
Oh, okay.
both of you.
No, I'm not strong. It should be you.
Yeah, it should probably be me,
Okay,
really.
so you two, both make immediate panic rolls, please.
Right.
12. Yep. You are
Midwinter
screaming.
behind.
Midwinter, you're fine.
What?
You're just like, oh, that's happened.
Let's do this shit
And yeah, I just. What is that, by the way?
after you, but you are carrying things. I can be
So
controlling.
what's the situation now? So
The creature is now looking at you. Can both of you please make initiative rolls?
Oh
Do I get to be the panicked person now? What's her name?
Yes, you get to be Kringle.
Yay!
So
Oh, sorry, I didn't click on my thing, I forgot.
And what is she doing?
That's gonna be up to you in a second. Hang on.
Mhm. Can I quickly go pee?
You may.
Thank you.
Yo no estoy, a mí todavía me avisas a ti y a Robin.
Thank you.
I don't roll initiative because he hasn't seen me already.
No,
No.
he hasn't seen Pine, so Pine doesn't have to.
Why did you roll twice?
No, because the second one is just to have my token on the order thing.
Oh,
Okay, so it was actually a 7.
yeah.
Bells is gone.
I'm 5.
And Ivy is a 5, so give me a second. And you guys, I'm going to move your tokens down to
Oh, yeah, that's the door.
the door down here.
Hey, it's be the other way around. Oh, okay, that's fine.
And
Are you actually carrying things? Like,
I think we have barricaded the door, right?
you have the items with which to barricade the door. You got there
Oh,
to
I
close
thought
the
we-
door, and you were like,
Right.
oh, that's happening right now. And it's just spotted
Ah!
you. So,
Yeah, that's probably my fault, sorry.
Wreath, you get your first action. What do you want to do?
Barricade the freaking door.
Okay. Make a just straight strength roll then.
Oh!
Okay. You have just enough strength to be able to like pull the door shut and like wheel it shut so that it is like sealed.
Okay.
And you've got it set up so that Midwinter can barricade it.
Okay.
Midwinter? Your turn.
Okay. What's Evie's state right now? Is she still screaming?
I'm probably still screaming. If it's a combat round.
Yeah, you're still screaming.
Can I just grab her and start running?
Barricade the door first! Barricade the door first! Oh my god. This is our only plan. We're not going to be able to get rid of it otherwise.
I don't know. I still want to run.
As you're about to start barricading the door, you hear like thud, thud as this creature begins to like punch against the door, and you can see like the first hit does nothing, the second hit slightly dents in a little bit.
Okay, I'm running. I'm running. So I grab Evie's like a bag of potatoes. Like
Yeah, like a back of my jumper or whatever.
Okay.
So,
can I watch this through the cameras?
Make a contact roll.
Lovely.
Yes, you can. You get there and you're like, okay, they've managed to close the door, that's good. And then you see the door start denting inwards and you're like, oh.
can she at least say that out loud so Kringle is aware?
Yeah. You can communicate what you are seeing.
Yeah,
Make a panic roll, please.
They are about to get it! No!
Panic roll. Panic roll.
What did I miss?
So we've sealed the door but not barricaded it, and it is thumping against the door, so it's like denting it. We are running up the corridor, and Needle has just checked on the cameras, can see that we've closed the door, and then she's panicking. He's panicking.
Except Needle manages to just kind of hold it together. You're like,
Oh, okay.
okay.
No panic.
Okay, can I talk to Kringle and say, okay, let's get the fuck out of here. Do you know how to drive this thing?
We are a friendly channel.
Sorry, let's get out of here. Do you know how to drive this thing?
What, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm a mechanic. I know how it works. Do I know how to drive it, Cal?
Do you have any pilot skill?
I don't know.
I've given you the sheet now.
Okay, let's have a look.
I very much imagine the Rudolph thing on the door, like The Shining.
Can I
have no
can I
piloting.
get into the computer of the ship and open the ramp? Because I know I'm gonna kill you guys, but
That's fine.
Yeah,
Well,
Go ahead.
you can make a contact to try and do that. And you can still try and do a pilot check. It will just use your base stat. So you have enough basic knowledge to try.
I can't fly.
I'll do the contact first. Is that alright?
Yeah. The door is sealed, so in theory we should be okay.
Okay.
Until the thing breaks through.
Yep. You are able to get the remote system to work long enough to get the cargo ramp to open up at the back of the
Can I
ship.
say something?
Okay. And
Yeah.
I'll happen.
Tammy wants to say something.
I can't fly, but I do have high wits. Would I be able to use those to know what wires go to what?
Well, I mean,
what I'm saying is you're not like skilled as a pilot, but you have enough in the base thing, which is agility, to be able to be like, okay, I'm a mechanic, I know how this works well enough to be able to probably get it off the ground.
Yeah.
It won't be like, I wouldn't be able to take us to light speed, but I'd be able to get us going somewhere.
Okay.
So you can make a piloting check.
Okay. Do I get any pluses in that?
No.
Okay. Oh!
oh my god.
Yay!
You are stressed enough in this situation that you're just kind of like, okay, I've seen people do this enough times, flip that one, not that one, do this, go that, and you're like, the engines are powering up. The
I
ship
did
is
a
about
thing!
to move. Okay, meanwhile, Reith and Midwinter, you are running, you have managed to make it to the life support room, and as you're running through it, you hear the ship's engine start to spool up.
Okay, well that's good.
Hey, can we close this door?
Yeah.
Yes, let's close the barricade this door.
Okay then. I will do a couple of attacks on the door, the other door, the one that's leading into this corridor by Rudolph. So let's see. Base dice.
The Shining.
Yeah. Axe. Oh!
Ooh. It is pounding on this door, but it's not getting through. And, okay, Reith, your turn first.
I don't have anything to barricade the door, do I? So I will, like...
Find something?
No, I will keep moving through the helm so I can pilot the ship because I'm the freaking pilot.
Okay, you make it to the helm just as Kringle has managed to get it moving, and you're just kind of like...
Out of the way!
Just make us go as fast as you can.
I will.
Okay. Midwinter, what are you doing?
Okay, so am I aware about the plan of opening the ramp?
Yeah,
And-
you were
and
there when we were talking about it.
Yes. So, am I strong enough to barricade the door with my own body, like holding the door strongly enough to not?
You would be. However, that might reveal something about you that you don't want to reveal necessarily.
I won't. That's the thing.
Okay. So, Midwinter, you
So, can I just explain more or less?
yeah.
Okay, so while Ivy's going to the helm, I'm just plant my both legs in front of the door, hold it, and just trying to close it as much as I can. And then you see like my head turning around like completely with that some mechanical noise like clank, clank, clank. And I told you, don't worry, my friends. My mission here is protecting you, not the cargo. Just trust me. And then you hear like some like noises like some servo motors doing something, and I just like kind of close my eyes and stay there like really, really, really quiet.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
You guys can see like there's a certain amount like there are points where the like artificial skin starts to tear slightly, and this like kind of blue-white liquid starts kind of pouring out.
Can I see this on the cameras?
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't even need to see it on the cameras. He's like,
It's like outside the door.
yeah, he's like over there.
Yeah.
Ah, Pole Droid! I'm a mechanic, I know what that is.
Okay, so moving on. Let's get the frick out of here.
Okay. So you guys managed to get the ship up and moving. It takes a couple of minutes for you to get out of the atmosphere and to navigate through these high winds. Make a piloting check, please, for me, Ivy.
Oh.
Okay.
It's alright, I still succeeded.
You do manage to. With your panic. Okay, that one doesn't actually work in this situation.
Oh,
so I have
no.
to step it to the nearest one, which is Scream. So yeah,
It makes sense.
you were
That's
just
fine.
screaming the whole
I
way.
can steer a ship and don't scream, that's fine.
Bella screaming.
Everyone else also has to make
It's
a
just
panic
me,
roll because
like,
you are
holding
screaming.
onto the thing and
Except
like...
Midwinter. Okay, so yeah, everyone else has to also make a panic roll, except Midwinter,
Oh.
who is just like, no.
Oh, wait.
Oh, now I get why he doesn't have to do it.
I'm doing needles one.
That's fumble.
Kringle holds it together.
Oh, yeah.
Pine gets her nervous twitch again.
I've seen enough of this shit now.
You get a stressing, Gregor.
As you are flying up, you hear the sound of this creature making its way into this corridor, making its way to the door of the life support room, and just hammering away on it. You hear it kind of screaming this like unnatural scream, and just as you feel like it's about to give way, just as you feel like you're about to have to let go of the door and this creature is going to get in, you get into the void of space. And the hole that leads from the cargo ramp through the cargo hold and through this corridor vents the air into space, and this creature gets sucked out.
Yes!
Let's go, Chimida.
Hang on a second, just quickly. Can we watch it disappear on the cameras and then can we close the ramp and reseal it?
Yep, easy enough to do.
And while this is happening, can I shake my snow globe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Kringle
want to
gets out
play
the
with my
snow
plane,
globe.
god damn it.
It's just like...
Can I also... Does Kringle get a story?
Yeah.
Okay, lovely.
Can I please play with my plane for a bit?
You absolutely may.
Thanks.
As it's venting out the cargo hold, you do also notice basically all of your cargo just goes like...
Literally do not care.
Also, the bodies of your captain and of Bells. And you bid them a fond farewell as Ivy, you look down at the console and you know that now you're the captain of this ship.
Okay, bitches.
And he knows he's just no.
and you take it to light speed.
I'm shaking my snow globe. I'm going, oh my, this shit could be Christmas every
Laia is getting really nervous because she had like a stomachache attack and she's
Oh no!
and she's like screaming from them. Wait! I did all the things here.
Oh my god.
Okay. So,
So I did everything. I had the idea, and this one is the one that gets the
No, me.
pay raise. Yeah.
You.
Oh, I need to go. The pay raise is mine.
Nah. He put me in charge.
Do you believe me now? I told you there was a thing.
Yes. Now I believe you. I'm sorry. I pat her on the shoulder.
okay. And the final thing that we have to do at the end of a session of the Alien RPG is whoever is left in command, you have to do like a little signing off log of trying to explain what happened.
Fuck's sake.
Take it away, Captain Ivy.
Captain's log. What are we? 3019. December 18th. What a day.
What?
On a routine trip into where are we?
The
Help me out,
Dolph
pal.
system.
On a routine trip into the Dolph system, we received a distress call from a ship which had crash landed on planet C.
Ah.
Planet R. And given that we work for that company that I've forgotten the name of,
Flake Up.
It was the gummy drop.
Given that we work for Slay Corp, we had no choice but to go and see if we could help this distressed ship. So indeed, we did. What a fucking mistake. We reached the surface and found various packages which we tried to collect. We discovered one survivor, Mechanic Kringle, presumably first name Chris.
Christina.
And brought her aboard to make sure she was safe and to try and find out what was going on. Unbeknownst to us, the creature had followed us back to our ship. At which point, our incredibly brave security officer went down to the hold to try and find out what was going on and sacrificed his life in order to save ours.
Go Bells.
What's his title?
Bells.
That's a name.
Security officer.
Silver Bells.
Officer Bells will forever be remembered, and I will make sure he is commended in his memory for saving our lives. Captain, what was his name? I'm sure of names.
Kane.
Captain Kane.
Kane.
We unfortunately lost Captain Kane. We didn't really see what happened to her. Only that she was eaten. Captain Kane will always be remembered for sacrificing her life to try and take down the creature. So, in order to try and save the rest of the crew and our other person, I think came up with a fantastic plan to try and block the creature in the cargo and allow us to try and get rid of it. So that was what we did. It turns out that Midwinter is some weird mechanical thing, and is he dead? I don't know. Side note.
He's still alive.
He's still alive. He sacrificed his skin and what's the word I'm looking for here?
He's
I'll do it, sheep captain. His cover, his standing in society to save us by blocking the life support door so that the
Sorry.
You will be. Christina Kringle helped us dramatically by getting the the ship into the air before I could get back to pilot it efficiently. And thanks to Midwinter, we managed to get it up into the air and out of the atmosphere and rid of the creature. Hey, I need a drink. Signing off now. Captain Ivy.
Excellent.
That was the best captain's log ever!
We've lost off the cargo. We are gonna get fired.
Oh yeah.
When
P.S.
you
we
get
lost
to
all
where
the
you're
cargo.
going, they're going to be like, "Where's the cargo? We sent you down to get the cargo and the person, and you managed to lose all your own cargo."
But we didn't die.
But you
So
didn't die.
only two of us.
So we did amazing.
We lost 2 in game 1, so it's like almost.
Worth it.
Okay, so thank you very much, guys, for playing this very special Christmas-themed Alien RPG. Thank you to all of you who are watching. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed playing it. And thank you to Horsham Gamers for putting up with me.
I think it's us. I don't think it's just you, Cal.
Yeah, yeah. Ben, if you're watching, sorry. But thank you very much, everybody. And just to say, we are presented by and in association with Horsham Gamers, whether they like it or not. And we are a local group who cover the whole range of gaming, through from esports, competitive gaming, to tabletop RPGs, board games, whatever you can think of. If it's nerd culture related, we're interested in it too. And we'd love to meet more of you and get you involved in the weird, crazy stuff that we get on with around here. So thank you very much, guys. We hope you enjoyed this. And
One thing before you sign off, sorry, Cal. On behalf of us as the players, we really appreciate what you do for us. And thank you so much for putting this together for us. It's been fantastic.
Merry Christmas, Cal!
And anyone who is watching and wants to come along to any of our events or the gaming festival we do in the summer, do not miss out on a chance to play in one of Cal's campaigns because they are fantastic.
Definitely.
Yeah.
As you can see.
Absolutely great.
Thank you, and we are sorry. We only swear close to Christmas.
I'm really sorry. I do emphasize. I don't usually swear. I was just so
Dude, you stream with me. I'm pretty sure they're used to it by now.
Yeah.
All the time.
we try not to. We don't
I
manage
try-
not to.
To be fair, I do clamp down on it a lot. There was only like 2 or 3 in that today.
Anyway, thank you very much, guys. And I'm sure I'll break out Alien RPG at some point for probably Horsham Gamer Fest 2020 if you want to get involved in some of this crazy stuff. So we will see you guys after Christmas for some more of your regularly scheduled Tales of Ascuria. And we'll see you guys sometime soon. Bye, guys, and Merry Christmas!
Bye, Merry Christmas!
Bye.